Good day, everyone. So I will be discussing about the sections 5, 6, 7, and 8 of Republic Act 11199, also known as the Social Security Act of 2018. So these sections may sound technical, kaya medyo taas jud to siya, but ako lang siyang gi-summarize and I will explain them in layman's terms and give some examples so we can easily understand it. So first is the section 5, that is the settlement of disputes. So kani siya nga section kay it will explains how disputes or complaints related to SSS are being resolved. So if ang employee or ang employer na ay problem about sa ilang contributions, benefits or penalties, the Social Security Commission or SSC acts like a special court for SSS cases. So, if nine anak nga mga scenario, the SSC must decide within 20 days after hearing all the evidences, and then if no one will appeals within 15 days, so ang decision sa SSC will become final and enforceable. So like a court ruling. So if someone would disagree man gani, so they can appeal to the Court of Appeals. So ang example ana kay imagine si Maria o saka employee and then notice niya nga ang iyang employer kay wala mo remit siyang SSS contributions for several months. So ang iyang gihimo kay ni file siya og complaint with the SSC, and then after ma-review ang iyang mga payroll records, ni decide ang SSC as they saw something nga kanang a problem jud sa ihang contributions nga gi-remit sa iyang employer, ni decide ang SSC na sa ihang in her favor and orders the employer to pay. No, ni-decide ang SSC sa iyang favor and orders the employer to pay. So if the employer doesn't appeal in 15 days, so that decision becomes final and the SSC can enforce it. So next is the section 6. So section 6, that would be the auditor and counsel. So kani siya nga section kay it talks about the check and balance roles in SSS. So the Commission and Audit acts as the auditor. So this means that sila ang mo-check sa funds, accounts, properties sa SSS to make sure nga ang money sa members sa SSS is being handled properly. And the one who will act as the legal counsel said is the DOJ or the Department of Justice. So, ang Department of Justice, they will provide legal advice to SSS and represent the institution if there are lawsuits or legal matters. So, ang example ana kay supposed to be ang SSS mo invest og new project. So, sa kanan nila nga project, the COA will audit and check if the funds were used correctly and legally. So, if someone sues the SSS regarding that project, so ang DOJ will defend SSS in court. So, next is the section 7, that is oaths, witnesses, and production of records. So, kani siya nga section kay it gives SSS officials the power to gather truth and evidence during disputes or investigations. So, ang SSS can administer oaths, which means they can require someone to swear that their statement is true. And they can also issue a subpoena, which is a legal order requiring a person to attend a hearing or present documents like ilang payroll, contracts, or mga employment records. So, if someone refuses to follow aning orders, so ang SSC can take legal action against them. So, ang example ani if ang company kay i-denies hiring certain workers to avoid paying SSS contributions, then the SSC can issue a subpoena for company's payroll. So, the company is legally required to bring those documents. So, if they don't, if dili man gani, so the SSC can penalize them. Lastly, that is Section 8, that is terms defined. So, kaya siya nga section kay is like a dictionary inside the law. So, it defines important terms so everyone understand them in the same way. So, as some key terms include that is the employer, which is kabudjuta unsa ng employer. That is the anyone who hires workers, an employer. And then the employee, we also know what is employee. It is anyone working under an employer. And then the dependents, that is the family members who rely on this as member, like spouse, children, or parents. And then lastly, the contingency. Ang kanang contingency kay events like kanang sickness, maternity, disability, retirement, or even death that SSS provides benefits for. So, ang example ana kay if si Maria naka-own siya kanang small sari-sari store and hire siya helper, so Maria is considered as or the employer while his helper is employee. So if Maria also works in her store, she can be both employer and employee under the SSS. And if she gets sick, that's a contingency, diba? And her children may qualify as his dependents for her benefits and SSS. So to summarize the each sections, so in section 5, that is to ensure SSS disputes are resolved fairly and quickly. In section 6, that is to make sure SSS is financially audited and legally guided. And section 7, that is to empower SSS to investigate by calling witnesses and requiring documents. And then lastly, that is section 8, it defines the key terms so there's no confusion. And with the examples I shared, we can see how these rules applies in real life. So these sections make sure the SSS system works fairly, transparently, and reliably for everyone. So that ends with my report. And the next reporter will be discuss the following sections. So thank you.